Lower bracket final time. It's another best of 3. Grubby has lost his first 2 matches in the first series right here against Happy. That's no shame. He defeated Vortex already in the winner bracket semifinals. So how will he fare against XlorD? As we mentioned on Friday, he defeated Spiral in the grand final of the ESL Meisterschaft. Happy is waiting in the best of 5. Can he win? Will he win another big tournament? His opponent is gonna be a force to be reckoned with. XlorD versus Grubby, match number 1. This is still a best of 3. The stats between them, by the way: Grubby 3, XlorD 0. Their last match was WEG 2010. 10 years ago! And now in 2020, they meet again.
On a new map, with a new meta, with new strategies having been developed over the last few months. So much has changed in our game, in the scene. Thinking back to around 10 years ago, which was their last time playing, this was considered the most imbalanced matchup in the game by far. That Undead had absolutely no chance. That has certainly changed. A lot of adjustments have been made, strategies have changed, and back then was the Blade Master being the scourge of the scourge, if you will. Nowadays, especially in Grubby's hands, we don't see that much anymore. He tried with the Blade Master before against Happy, didn't work out. Now he's going back to his bread and butter. Farseer, Headhunters, but I think XlorD was expecting this. He's going with a really old school build of late hero fast fiends, which phased out of the meta a long time ago, but especially against this build of Grubby, works out really well.
And this TC, this fast Headhunter build was designed against the XlorD, I guess. How well is it doing against DK late fiends?
It can also work pretty well, and in fact, Grubby had been practicing that style even before the XlorD came out. He's been perfecting Headhunters for a long time, and the best evidence for this is the show match against Happy. Happy, of course, back then didn't play XlorD Expo. He just played Standard, and Grubby was able to win 2 maps there in the best of 5 show match. You get the TC later, you get the Headhunters, you get the tier 3, you get the powerful tier 3 upgrades. At some point, you get the expansion, and you go into the ranged meta. No more grunts, no more raiders, which can be kited so easily and can be abused with frost armor so easily. Rather, it is the Headhunters. Is that a surround? Oh my god, look at that creep route!
That's kind of Limp Twisted Meadow-esque. So cool to see this little creep AI abuse, summoning new wolves and getting the kill here. Remo, to the people who are just watching Warcraft and not playing it themselves, can you introduce us to Autumn Leaves a little?
Yeah, it's a new map, and I will do so in just a second. But how cool is that? With the pull and the wolves, he gets a 3-unit surround with the fence right there, with the street light. That is so cool. Never seen that before. Maybe we're gonna see it more here. The new map of War 3 Champions. Developed by Tenshi, a German map maker, this map has a few specialties. We have the natural gold mine that we see being crept the rest of right now by XlorD. It's really easy to creep. It's the Magi and Double Trapper, but it faces towards your opponent. It points towards your opponent. So it's a really short rush distance. So it's an interesting dynamic. It's easy to creep, but it should be hard to defend. There's also corner bases, which are further away from the opponent, but those are super hard to creep, at least in the early game. There's a few more specialties on this map. We have 2 big camps in the middle, similar to Northern Isles. These are some of the most rewarding camps in terms of items and experience, but they're in the middle. They should be contested, usually at least, and for that reason, Grubby's heading there right now, trying to take them out. There's other juicy camps. That is one where we see XlorD right now. This is an easy camp to get good experience and a big consumable item. XlorD gets the scroll. This camp is always very safe. Oftentimes players will try to save it for the late game for a 2nd hero or a 3rd hero. XlorD takes it here early, and perhaps the most drastic thing, on the red camps, the item drops have been changed. No longer is it the normal drops with the +4/+4 items and the auras. The +4 items have been removed and replaced with a Crown of Kings with the intention of making the item power level stronger across the board. More even.
Okay, now you know everything you need to know about this new map, Autumn Leaves. We find a Stubby Mask on the Fascia, close to level 3 for Grubby, and XlorD is cleaning the lab, gets his level 3 as well. So with the Fast Fiends, he does have quite some firepower. Grubby starts to creep at the Expo nonetheless. Oh, Chain Lightning to secure the kill. That was important. Ends on the Headhunter though. XlorD with the first kill and the block. We've seen this against Spiral. Oh, nice little messy dribbling by Grubby. Will it help to save this one? At least it distracts and covers the retreat for the rest of the army. But Frostmourne always hungers and gets the kill here. XlorD, is he muscling up for a little push?
Grubby's got a tower already.
And
forces are under attack.
He's not getting a second hero.
Spikes.
What?
This...
Spike barricades against a fiend build?
Yeah, skeletons, I think, getting hurt from that as well.
This is always the issue with playing Headhunters in any matchup. Once the enemy first hero is level 3, it's really hard to keep them alive. Especially against heroes like the Keeper. There we see it most notably with the Entangle, but also against the DK. And XlorD saved a lot of mana in the early game. And that is the strength of exactly this Fiend build. As I said earlier, this build is rarely seen and nowadays is meta. Usually is a little too slow, but again, specifically this build by Grubby works out well. You get to 4 Fiends quickly and to a level 3 DK quickly. And then you can pressure these Headhunters very, very well. Once Headhunters turn to Berserkers on tier 3 in the late game, they do become quite strong, but before that point, there's definitely a time of weakness.
Good little push by XlorD. Was not designed to win the game, obviously, but did quite some damage, forced Grubby back. We got a €50 donation, by the way, by Cartridge. I was like withdrawal after DreamHack. I'm so glad to have you guys back. Big shout out to Neo Silent Mouse casting, the empathetic circling and clicking while Todd and Remo cast was always so great. Cheers, gentlemen. Thank you very much for noticing this. I try my best. So we do have the Headhunter here, we do have Shaman, we do get the TC, but this big milk cow will take some time to get online.
Where's he gonna go creep, I wonder? As I said, the most important or the most effective camps are all in the middle. It's the 2 middle camps, the lab and the merc, and also the ogre magi camp behind the natural. In the corners, at the gold mines, at the edge, you can also creep that, but it's not the most effective gathering of experience or items. That's an interesting dynamic also on this map. The most juicy parts are all in the middle, the corners are safer, but not as rewarding. So players have to make smart choices where their movement should ideally lead them.
Sounds like good map design to me, if you, like, at least on paper, if you plug it like this, if you describe it like this, like that. New maps always take some time, and this is why we have included Autumn Leaves here in the pool to give a little spotlight to this map, to keep things fresh here in the Warcraft 3 scene. XlorD muscling up now, Lich on the way to level 2. In the main base, we have tier 3 completed, more fiends, more statues. Grubby needs levels, he finds good items, Pendant of Energy.
Yeah, the Dream drop up there. Most of the time, this camp doesn't drop the most rewarding items. Ring is okay, Periapt is okay, Crystal Ball is okay, but the Pendant, pretty damn good. It used to be even better, thank goodness that was nerfed. But, well, we go towards tier 3 now. XlorD now has reached. And normally, 3rd hero here should be Dark Ranger. We don't see her yet. Grubby also tier 3. He's going for Torrent Totem again. He's going for Berserker upgrade again. And could even go for some Master Training Shaman. Some rah-rah-rah.
Rah-rah-rah, indeed. And he cues it just as he... if he hurt you. Bloodlust, definitely a great spell. There's very limited this spell in the Undead army. And if he goes for Destroyers, they can be sniped by Headhunters. So here we see the next creep, Red Spot, Granite Golem, and big wolves. So wolf on wolf action. But this
camp is a little easier to creep than, for example, on AZ. The wolves do decent damage, but they don't toss boulders like the other rock golems would. The Granite is still scary, but yeah, the TC will be getting most of the experience here. Wants to get level 3 here with a solo XP. And as I said, no +4/+4 items, so it's pretty much only good items, which I think is a really cool change.
Skeleton
gonna
gets
get
purged. Granite Golem drops. TC super hurt. Legion, Doomhorn again. He had that against Happy already, but XlorD is right in his face. There's no reinforced defenses here, and the tower doesn't do anything. The burrow also hurt. Grubby is already supply stuck, and Grubby is definitely in trouble.
Yeah, this is a big problem. He didn't have reinforced defense. I think he didn't have enough lumber. Of course, with this tier 3 style, you need tons of lumber. But maybe he should have saved it in spots like the spiked barricade. Still not sure what that was all about. But okay, XlorD's pushing. Scary moment for Grubby. This tier 3 style can be very strong in the late game. But just as we saw by XlorD earlier in this tournament, he just hits before all of this tier 3 has been unlocked.
Yeah, the timings of XlorD are excellent. Of course, he was practicing a lot for ESL Meisterschaft. Here comes the Lightning Shield, though, and that's a valuable weapon for Grubby. Lightning Shield as well. Wand of the Wind, well done. Scroll the Beast adds to it. Dispelled, and another Stomp here. That was good. Okay, but Grubby's force is very limited, and everything is hurt.
Yeah, and the healing from the statues in the back never getting taken out without a Blade Master. It's so hard to take out these statues, and that is great backbone sustain. XlorD is diving forward. Look at how deep he's going in with the Lich because the army now is so small. There's nothing to fear. If there was a Blade Master, this would be super scary to do, but there isn't. And Grubby's army is vanishing around his heroes. Those are still standing, but the rest is looking dire. Some of the Fiends have fallen, but most of them have survived in the ground, have been burrowed. Unlike the Shadowhunter, who gets Coil Nova, the level 1 hero is very easy to take out. Normally Grubby never forgets about the dust, but this time, for once, he did. And the burrow by XlorD. This whole tournament, these burrows by XlorD have been insane. Maybe Happy saw that as well, wanted to show off what he can do. Grubby saw there how well it could be executed from the Russian as well. And it's more and more kills for XlorD. Climbing higher and higher in levels. Lich is about to hit level 3 here soon, and this is looking very much like the 1-0 for the German.
I agree. 3 losses in a row for Grubby, question mark. There's still Bloodlust, limited mana, but the shop is still up. Can he get the kill? Oh no, the Shadow, the Witch Doctor damage, not enough. Grubby fighting like a lion. Bloodlusted Wolves, adding a lot of damage here. Summon on Summon Wars, level 2 for the Dark Ranger, meaning more skeletons. The Hex is back, or the Shadow Hunter is back with Hex, obviously. And XlorD is losing a lot of health. Fiends not in the range of the statues. Now fixing that problem. TP out. Grubby's still alive.
Oh, doesn't quite get the Fiend kill. Looking at the corpses on the ground, he got 2 Fiends, which is okay, but boy, did Grubby lose a lot of units. Yeah. All Shaman fell. All but 1 Berserker fell. The Witch Doctor survived, which is nice to plaster the map with sentries, but it doesn't do much in terms of actual fighting. And XlorD keeps up the aggression. Doesn't go to creep, but wants to keep on fighting right away. He knows Grubby will have to creep somewhere. We see him over at his Magi camp.
Sophie Mask dependent, man. This TC is bulked. He needs to be the carry. Would love to have Chain Lightning level 2, of course, for some more AE. Would love to have Heal Wave. He needs so much experience, but where to get them? Undead heroes are definitely online. XlorD had the resources to go for a heal scroll against all of this AoE craziness. Against also the Potion of Mana, 4 more coils. Dark Ranger, naked. What about the Lich? Not the craziest damage dealer, but again, a couple of spells and the Headhunters are falling.
Yeah. Grubby running away, trying to minimize the losses. But with the level 2 aura on the DK, it's very hard to run out of range. There's a single Torrent now with Bloodlust. Looks scary. But if it's the only thing that's dangerous, it can also get focused really quickly. There's no walkers here who could Ancestral Spirit revive. He has 1 of each unit here, Grubby does. 3 heroes as well. But XlorD is morphing the Destroyers. Should be a nice Stomp to start things off. Okay, that was indeed quite good. And focus on the Lich right away. Hex on the DK. He plays it safe with going for the Invul. The Shadowhunter almost dies right away. He will fall. The level 1 hero in this late game just so insanely squishy. With another nice Stomp coming out. The DK is getting pressured, or the Lich that is. But it's not enough DPS. Grubby can't hold on anymore in this late game. Calls for the GG. And the 1-0 goes to XlorD.
Exactly. That is 3 maps in a row lost for Grubby. Unfortunately, he's facing elimination. There was a fallback net in his match versus Happy in the winner bracket final. There's no fallback net anymore here. So 1 more map for XlorD and Grubby is out. Would be a top 3 finish here, of course. And the grand final would be Happy versus XlorD, as we've seen so often in the ESL Cups recently. What does he have left? What's left in the tank? How many weapons, how many strategies does this great mind of Warcraft still have left for us?
I'm sure he's got a lot of things planned out. His creep routes are oftentimes very good. I think we may stick with the same strat, but the creep route on the next map, once again, might be very well developed. Creep route, especially for orcs, I feel, I mean, for every race, for every matchup, important, but especially for orc when you play triple hero tier 3, hitting the level ups and power ups at the right time is so crucial. And in this game, again, it felt like this TC was off to a really slow start. When he was creeping in the top left, it took forever, seemingly, for him to creep that. It's hard since it's an enforcer with evasion who also gets frost armor from the other guy from the camp. TC had to fall back, was wasting a lot of time. I pointed out in the cast, on that map on Autumn Leaves, that camp behind your natural seems to be made for the second hero. It's easy to creep, it's super safe because it's behind this tree line, it's instant level 2 and a consumable. Should he maybe have gone for that? He kept it really long for the late game to then creep it with the Shadow Hunter. But that Shadow Hunter did nothing. That was just a non-factor. Always the danger, right? When you play triple hero and you have to fight kind of early-ish in the late game. Is the level 1 hero going to do much? That is a big advantage of playing undead in the late game. The third hero additions of either Dark Ranger or Pit Lord are always good. With the Shadow Hunter, it's more like mediocre oftentimes.
True that. Maybe the strat isn't working out as well as Grubby thought it was. XlorD again did his homework, punished it hard. Get a little bit of a break. XlorD is taking 1 or 2 minutes, and that gives us the time to thank our latest supporters. Thank you, Mini Gumbo, for the 45-month resub. STS9 with 100 bits. Thanks for casting. Thanks for supporting. Brickball also with the 100 bits and 500 bits by Hitche. Also, €13.37 lead donation by Niftinger. Shout out to my bro Firestrike. Hashtag Team Grubby. The old AOD Firestrike? Austria? I think he was from Austria. Damn, that would be sick if you guys are still watching from back in the day. So
yeah, a lot of returning fans we've been seeing over the last 2 days. Thanks to Grubby, I'm sure, and also to other factors. Lots of viewers here, guys. It's awesome to have you here. I hope we're going to be seeing more of you in the future. We stream Warcraft all the time here, not just for the end of season tournament, but that also will have a next installment. As we've been saying on Match Arena, you can support that already, where you have also been chipping in really well. And I think we had some more subs as well. Guti Sweet gifting a sub to Sayuri Tenchi, who is the map creator of Autumn Leaves, and Dadao, another classic viewer from back in the day, said, let's go GG's. Madieu with the 13 months. Dangobert Duschlingel. And I think that covers it pretty much all and gets us ready for the second map. Yeah. We're going to be going to Terranostan. If you are a returning viewer and you watch because of Grubby, you probably heard that Reforged wasn't perfect, but the community is working super hard on fixing that, and that is W3 Champions. It brings the ladder that we were hoping for. It brings the statistics on the homepage to create player profiles that we were hoping for, and it adds features that we were hoping for. For example, a zoom out. For example, hotkeys that you can easily change with the launcher they put out. Also, map rotation, really well done. We got ladder seasons, we got a ladder system, a working ladder system with leagues and divisions. So you will be facing the opponents that will fit you, that you can beat, that you can hang with. It's almost a perfect Warcraft 3 environment, and we're working on making this thing a whole lot better with our own servers, hopefully soon. You hear the clock ticking. That was the countdown. It is XlorD versus Grubby, map number 2. Can XlorD close this out 2-0? That was the first map ever that XlorD won against Grubby in a competitive match. At NGL 3, it was a 1-0 for Grubby. In Zotac Cup 17, it was a 3-0 for Grubby. And at WEG, it was a 1-0 for Grubby. But XlorD, the German champion, is getting that kill. Now, Grubby's choice is Terranostan. A map that I must say I'm surprised to see here left in the pool in a best of 5. We oftentimes do, but this is best of 3 still. Normally always vetoed by the undeads. But XlorD leaves it in the pool. That led me to believe, okay, leaving Terranos in the pool, probably the best by far expansion map we have in the map pool. Maybe this is where he is actually going to go back to the Cryptlord, with which XlorD is of course extremely strong, but no, it's not. It is just standard DK Fiends, no Cryptlord involved, against Grubby, going for Blade Master standard. Has he given up on the Farseer Headhunters?
Maybe he thought that XlorD and Happy, they are too good against it. They figured this out. And this was kind of the feeling that we took away from the Grubby vs Happy show match. Yeah, it worked for 2 maps and he was able to surprise, but that's quite some month ago. And people played against this more and more, not only against Kiwikaki, but we've seen this also, I think, from Lin here and there and in the top scene. So it's not a big surprise anymore. It has become part of the meta and people got better. Grubby now against the ropes. Can he force game 3? And fight again for the grand final, for the rematch against Happy? He has to do it with the Blade Master. He has to trust in the critical strikes.
It's not a bad map for Blade Master at all. Lots of creeps, lots of experience. Super easy expo if you ever do get an advantage. And we'll see if Grubby gets there. Blade Master can be very strong, but needs to have a good game plan. Needs to have a good creep route. And Grubby has those pretty much, very well prepared. Oftentimes, we don't see him going into the middle to the claws right away, but rather to his tunneler. And starts off with perfect find with the claws.
Okay, that's what we want. Circle, of course, as well. The high damage critical strikes. That's something that you can't really control. Yes, you can go for Curse, you can go for Howl of Terror to diminish the numbers and force a little bit of a mischance, but if there's a crit, there's high damage. That's always been the case. And of course, Grubby, very, very good with that hero as well. It's not like that he's stuck on the Farseer like Rotterdam was for such a long time. Grubby a little bit more versatile than this. What we haven't seen so far is the typical Grubby play of like mass raiders and base lane.
Yeah, against certain races I think they can work, like against Night Elf and Talon passivity, but against Undead, especially nowadays with Cryptlord or even with Dreadlord, very hard to do. Very hard to do, also considering the fact that Undead can easier expand nowadays. There are some nifty plays you can go for if you can surprise. You mentioned it earlier on Concealed, the Raider drop into the back, sniping the Haunted. I think that's the most reliable thing you can try to go for, but just double Bestiary Mass Raiders. Nah, the Undeads are too good against that nowadays.
Okay, we'll see. Maybe the Zeppelin drop is a thing that you could do. We know that Happy defends it really well. How about XlorD? We know that he didn't pay the most attention to his Haunted Goldmine in games prior against One and the Meisterschaft. He forgot a Ziggurat, and against the Muslim he forgot some Acolytes as well to put it into the Haunted Goldmine. So we'll see. Grubby trying to steal some items away and slowing down the progress of the first and second hero of XlorD.
And there's always a great play for orcs in this matchup and pretty much any matchup. During nighttime when it's easier to go unscouted, try to... Did he get it? No, Scout did not get it. Try to snipe Merc camps. That's especially easily doable here and on Twisted Meadows. And getting that Berserker early, stealing that item away early, absolutely wonderful. Scroll the Beast. Could have a decent moment to be used. Well, you know what? Especially with the Raider drop, this could be crazy.
Exactly. Raiders, Blade Master, Scroll of the Beast, 25% damage bonus, and just go for the Haunted. Ignore pretty much everything else. It's really hard to repair because ghouls can't repair. You're kind of limited to 5 Acolytes to not waste any supply space. And then it's overwhelming damage. We go for the Shadowhunter second this time. Grubby again showing that he has many different strategies to work with. I don't think he got it. Second clause of attack for XlorD.
Yeah, XlorD getting it all here. Very good inventory on both sides. Scroll was sold, so all our theory crafting goes into nowhere. But there could be another one found, as the Merc camp is still left for Grubby. Not the greatest early game for Grubby in terms of experience gain. Normally you want to get a level 3 Blade Master quick if you can, and then use the Windwalk to control the mid game to ensure safe creeping for Shadowhunter and later TC. But that's not the case here really. Blade's still far away from the level up, but is stealing the rest of the rogues away. That's kind of cool. I like that. That level 3 will help a lot. A level that also the DK is getting closer and closer to.
Okay. A little bit of a calm game, a slow game compared to the others we've had before. There was a lot of brawling involved and early harass. It's of course due to the Farseer. Now we wait for the tier 3. We're brewing up a storm here on Terraner Stand, and this is the calm before that.
Lot of damage from the camp. The Shadowhunter got level 2 right away, which is great. But there was a lightning shield involved, which wasn't exactly what Grubby was hoping for. And it's going to take quite some time to heal up now here. XlorD. These drops are insane. Pendant, double claws, replenish. Blade Master almost gets a fiend kill, but not quite. And has to be careful. Could be a surprise Nova out of nowhere. Lich hasn't shown his skill yet. But XlorD gets level 3.
It is Nova. So yeah, could come in as a surprise. Where to move now, Grubby? He still has the Merchant, he still has his Natural to creep, but you don't really want to creep your safe camps all the time. So he takes the Renegade away. Lightning Shield this time on purpose to do some damage to accelerate this creep spot. Still no Blade Master level 3. He has to creep with both heroes at the same time, which is not something you really want as Orc on tier 2.
But he's getting another big consumable. That is the second big heal pot, which is absolutely valuable. Later on, it's going to be quite a bit about hero focus, very likely. Oh, the Blade Master sees what's happening here. This could be the perfect creepjack opportunity. The Lich isn't level 2, doesn't have frost armor. Grubby doesn't necessarily know it, though.
Coil in here, he will see it soon. Gotta be careful with that Nova, and of course the coils. Is there hex ready? Speed scroll by Grubby. He's hexing that DK. Seems a little confused here. Oh my god, 102 critical strike. The coil is ready last second though.
How many more hexes does he have is the question. Only with hex does he have kill potential. He gets the Fiend with the Devourer, trying even for the surround. That one won't be successful, but it's the only kill here, isn't it?
Yeah, that felt a little...
only one Fiend.
It felt a little indecisive to go for the Lich first, and I think there was an opportunity for a surround, or like he saw a chance for a surround, but didn't really get that either. And then in the end, yeah, it's just one Fiend, but that is XlorD getting away from this camp with the Black Eye. He's trying it again. There is an Invo Potion on the Blade Master now, and I love that Grubby is stealing that item here.
If he could steal the Taskmaster item, that would be amazing. Hasn't revealed himself yet. He tried to, but didn't quite get it. But Grubby realizes, well, there's no way he's going to give me the Taskmaster. So at least go for the small ones. Those I might be able to get. Yeah, doesn't get the big boy. So be Mask. Okay, XlorD. Those are focus level items right here.
Yeah, absolutely crazy for XlorD. Mouseboard's bribing the RNGesus a little bit once again. In the meantime, Shadowhunter and TC are creeping the safe spots. And what do we got here? Mantle, Potion, Orb of Lightning. Not the greatest. Blade Masters keeping tabs on XlorD's movement, who kind of owns the map. I fear for Grubby's tournament life here.
If he has one good fight, though, if he wins one fight, gets ahead, he can always slap down that tiny Great Hall, and suddenly there's his win condition. He's got the items. He's kind of got the levels. By no means undoable. Honestly, XlorD's army right now isn't looking strong. It's only 44 supplies, only 3 Fiends. Blade Master pops the invul early, tries to get the item, doesn't get it. Would have been the Scourge Bone Shines, would have been sick for him. Not so valuable for XlorD. Didn't forget about the dust this time. That's one Fiend going down. Nice stomp, prevents the coil, and Grubby might be able to find a few more kills here. The Orb of Lightning hasn't been transferred yet, wasn't able to realize that in time. Oh, here comes the Purge from that Orb of Lightning. That forces the TP out. One more unit might be falling. Yep, with the Nova, the Berserker dies, but Grubby gets the rest of this real estate, which means more creep camp.
Okay, you said it. One good fight, and it could swing. Grubby still at 50, forcing the TP, get a couple of kills. But is he willing to go for it? Goes for the consumable. I like that. Scroll the Beast once again. course he wants the big mana potions and big invul potions, but might be happy with that as well as there's only one destroyer. Blade Master sees him coming, has to pass the orb now, and he does. With that, the Blade Master is able to attack the destroyers. And
the statues. Does he get the purge on the second hit? Yes.
You always do against statues.
Oh, another one. Okay. See? Well done. That's a nice little pick-off right there. That was the only statue, right? Yep. Yeah. So no passive regen anymore. Shadowhunter healing up or mana regenning up with the clarities. Would love to save this Kodo Beast. That's 3 Kodos.
Yeah, it's heavy on Kodos.
That seems way too heavy on Kodos.
Also going for Torrent Totem could be cancelled maybe with full commitment. Shadowhunter no mana gets a potion now though. Stomp hits the Dark Ranger and the Lich. DK can still coil, aiming for the Fiends, and whoa, that was a missed coil there. 75 mana wasted. Critical strikes and purges everywhere. DK down to 50%. Kodo's trying to munch, but XlorD moving nicely against it. Coil on the Destroyer wasn't missed here. DK in trouble, has another TP, uses that and kills the Kodo, gets the skeleton back. Alright. Kodo got another Devour off, and this time it was a Fiend. Grubby down to 40, but still, no one has an expansion.
What? He's going for the tiny at 37 supply?
That's greedy, right?
Grubby, you have 3 units! Whoa, that is so greedy.
XlorD, though, what's he doing? Is he expanding after this fight? Doesn't seem to be the case. Bottom left is still quite some creeps. Lapis... No, wait, it just appears like that, right? Lab is almost gone, Renegade Wizard Spot is almost gone, but at least the bottom left expansion is still there.
Yeah, the items have been taken away. There's a few leftovers. Big item here for XlorD as well.
Must be a mana stone, right?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe a Wand of the Wind.
Oh yeah, would love that as well.
Oh, okay. The luck stops here, whereas Grubby on the other side got heal awards, which is for Orc amazing. And now a level 3 TC. Grubby's position is looking better and better.
Okay. I was worried a little. It's still only 50 supply. XlorD is also banking. Not expanding, going for upgrades, both of them, playing it a little greedy as he always does versus Orc. We've seen him with 2k gold mining, camping in his own base, so we shouldn't be surprised to see that again. Tons and tons of skeletons, but not doing any scouting at the moment. Is he aware of this expansion?
It really doesn't look like he is. There was a Kodo, or a Fiend in the Kodo stomach this whole time, but I think he didn't see the... Tiny getting purchased, and I didn't see it getting planted.
Grubby's
and his export just keeps on running.
Yeah, Grubby's adding valuable units here. Get the Wyvern for some damage, Raider for Ensnare, Walker for Spirit Link, and soon to be to have Dispel against a lot of skeletons, and of course Silence, and also Frost Armor. And he's getting a little bit of damage for his Blade Master as well.
That grunt died across the map. It was a scouting grunt, which is kind of interesting. Couldn't the Blade Master have scouted this, though? I don't know. Well, puts Grubby back down to 50. Still making lots of bank. Now he's breaking. Okay, I like that he's not being too greedy. He realized, okay, I'm up a base. As long as Grubby ensures he survives the next, say, 2 minutes, this game should be his.
Speaking of survival, by the way, usually a trigger for the Blade Master to survive is Windwalk, and then you're invisible and the opponent can't kill you anymore. But XlorD is adding a Sacrificial Pit and a Shade, and this could come as a surprise for Grubby. If he feels safe and okay, he doesn't have detection, I can go Windwalk, it doesn't matter. And then there's Coil Nova. The Blade Master could die relatively quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. Another thing to keep in mind. Invisibility even on the TC right here.
Ooh, I love that.
This might even be more targeted towards the TC, because it's way more important to see him coming in Invis than it is for the Blade.
Wonder if
the perfect stomp can win you a fight right away.
Wonder if Knopf or Hazuops are watching. Was Terrana stand, Invis TC, and then reveal with the Destroyer. Oh, I will never forget that match. I think it was an NGL clan or something. Legendary move.
XlorD's pretty much all in. This is the fight that he has to win. If he loses here, the game is lost.
Yeah, 2 destroyers, mana, 3 destroyers, 60 supply. The ghouls are here as well. Grubby, are you ready?
No, he's not. He's moving out. He lost track of the opponent. That is this fight coming in as a surprise. Few peons could die right away, but if XlorD goes in, that might expose itself in a bad position. Level 3 Dark Ranger at the perfect moment, and the TC is revealed thanks to the shade.
Exactly. That he did see it coming. So, Coil Nova on the radar trying to save him. He needs that end snare for the lockdown. TC still a no factor in this fight. Finally a stun. That was a good one though. How fast can he take out the destroyers? Does that Spirit Link work? Kodo's trying to munch, but against the magic damage of the destroyers, they melt. Shadow Hunter trying to do its very, very best, and so far it's looking kind of okay. Grubby, 62 supply.
Next stomp comes in. Beautiful! On the first and second hero and tons of the fiends. The Orc army is so big at this point. Next to the shop has lots of regen as well. It looks like Grubby is winning this fight, finding more and more kills. Hex getting dispelled. A few destroyers are still left, but Grubby with a big supply now going for the defeat falls. This game is definitely over. Has the time for the invul. Coil will have to be used, but Kodo's getting off Devours as well. XlorD has lost this fight. The only way back into it should be hero kill, but with the shop around, it's not going to happen. Mana potion on the TC, going for more stones with the Hex as well, going for the Lich kill. He gets that one, and that must be game now. Looking like the 1-1 here. Grubby's map, Terranor stand, works out. GG it is. And we're going to have one more deciding map.
The losing streak is over. Grubby is alive. He was bested by Happy. He was bested by XlorD. Autumn leaves, but he's not giving up this tournament without a fight. 1-1 full distance between XlorD and Grubby. Grubby winning his map despite insane undead inventories. Gotta point that out. That was super sick. With claws, with Sobi Mask, with Pendant, with everything he really needs. But that expansion, that greedy expansion was the absolute right call. XlorD not punishing this in time, and despite losing track for a little bit, he was there in time. A great haul is a haul that is great and not easy to kick, and it wasn't in time. And he smashed that fight.
Yeah, Terranor stand, classic. You expand, you make use of the strength. It's such a good expansion map. The bridges make it very hard to engage, to attack into the expansion. And the merchant between natural and expo is so incredibly powerful for the defending player. And this is something that I've seen from XlorD and by extension also from Happy for a long time. They leave Terranor stand in the pool against Orc. They veto Twisted, obviously, as always. And they also veto Echo Isles. And I think that's a mistake. I think that's a big mistake in best of threes. 1-0 does it differently. 1-0 vetoes Terranos and leaves an Echo, the much smaller map, the much harder to expand on map, the much harder to level the TC, especially on map. I think that is not the right call by XlorD. But okay, you know what? In this case, I shouldn't complain too much because this gives us a third map. And that, I think, should be LR.
Okay, we'll see about that. What we see is that some viewers celebrated this Grubby map win with more contributions towards the prize pool, and especially one person has to be pointed out here. First off, Rukio, thank you for the $25. Obson, thank you for the $4. And Dom Haas, $100. Crazy, guys. Absolutely crazy. 3.8k, $200 away from 4k. And that is the funding for the Season 3 finals. During the Season 2 finals. It's a dream come true, guys.
That's pretty pog, guys. Doing a great job. 3.8k. We started with what we started? Like 2,100 or something?
Yeah.
Almost $2,000 raised in these 2 days. Really amazing.
You guys keep on giving, just like the developers of W3 Champions who are constantly working on improving your Warcraft 3 experience. So go give them some support. They have a Discord, they have a homepage. You find all the information there, w3champions.com. And now it's a fight for survival. Either the biggest Western streamer is eliminated or the German champion, the European champion as well, if we take the WGL qualifier as a stepping stone. But of course, at DreamHack, it was Happy. Grubby won, XlorD won. Game 3 has started.
Amazonia, 4-hour decider, which is a map that is oftentimes vetoed by orcs, especially when we look towards Asia, towards NetEase. This is normally the veto by the orcs if they want to play standard, if they want to play Blade Master, Triple Hero, Tier 3 Expo at some point. Because of creeping. It's all about creeping. What makes a map good or bad is creeping. How well can you creep? How well can your opponent creep? At some point, you know, it's also about choke points and positioning, but mostly it's about creeping. And in the case of Farseer play, it's also about expansion. Expo super bad here. Orc, Triple Hero, 1 base, not so amazing. So this is what usually leads to a veto, but Grubby leaves it in the pool. We know from his stream that here oftentimes he plays Blade Master Lightning Shield, which a lot of people fail at, but Grubby normally pulls it off. What is the first hero? It is the Blade.
Okay. Never change the winning team, I guess. On Amazonia, a little bit tricky, but he will have his reasons. And with his great mind, there must be a great plan behind it. Maybe it is the Lightning Shield, maybe it's just to surprise. And if you expect XlorD to do this Lightning Shield creep, then you can maybe ambush this, or just keep the DK busy in the early game. So we do have a DK, we have a Tet Fiend build order. Double burrow once again.
Okay. Double burrow, we saw that before against Happy. It was lots of grunts, lots of creeping from the Blade, fast level 3. Against Happy, it was very unfortunate items, but the expansion being opened up early on Concealed. That would be very hard to do here. This expansion creep is super tough, the map is small, easy to scout, and XlorD, by the way, knows that this Lightning Shield will be attempted. And of course, he's ready to be annoying and disruptive. It's his favorite thing to do. And Grubby is still going for it. Does it work? It certainly does, but the DK is on the way.
He's skipping the troll cap. He just wants to steal the Renegade. XlorD super good in these last hits. Not possible with the Acolyte, but the coil maybe. No, Blade Master gets it. Item as well. XlorD a little late. Oh, but the grunt is blocked. Oh no, he squishes through. The bouncers are not great at their job. 2 kills for Grubby, 1 for XlorD. That could have gotten way worse for the Flying Dutchman.
Yeah, this was super close with the coil. XlorD considered going for the big one. It was like a split second, but he decided it wouldn't be worth it. He wouldn't hit it. And perhaps Grubby with the Windwalk could have secured that one as well. And getting 2 of the 3 creeps, that makes this definitely a successful creep. I would say, question is, how expensive was this in lumber? How much did that slow down the tech for Grubby? Not that much.
No,
He's a little behind the Undead's tech, but normally he would be a little ahead. So maybe like 15 seconds, 20 seconds. But that seems okay.
I agree. And especially XlorD not getting too many last hits here. Whoa, he keeps on being greedy at the kobolds. This must feel good for Grubby. The game plan was risky and it worked. After being down a map and facing elimination. I think, knowing XlorD a little bit, he would love to ruin the Grubby fairy tale. Like, he just adores storylines like this. Ooh.
Oh,
he stole it!
My God.
He stole the Taskmaster. That is crazy. With a skeleton, no less.
Grubby not respecting the skeleton possibility. Swiftly punished. That's a big deal. That's a really big deal. That's almost a 200 experience swing. But Grubby can still creep heavily. Because of this 2 burrow tech with the early grunts, he can still level up fast. He's over at the Merc camp. Could go for a Berserker here, which I would like to see. And it's gonna get one of the biggest items on the map at the Renegade. Hoping for something better now. Lion Horn? Yep, that's very good.
Counters have the Orb of Corruption. Indeed. Pretty good drop. XlorD on the other side taking the small camps as his army is very, very limited. 2 fiends only plus skeletons. Get decent items here, I guess. A little bit of damage, a little bit of mana. Both waiting for the tier 2 to finish to really improve their army. What's Grubby doing with this PR?
I think he's still sent there from the very beginning when he crept that, you know, and he didn't reset it since then. So that one is definitely not harvesting lumber the most efficient way, but I think it's okay. His lumber is still looking alright-ish. And the Blade Master gets level 3. Pretty cool creep route, even with the one being missed. And the Blade Master now has 4 items, has level 3. And old school, super old school, trying to go for acolytes. We don't really see this at all anymore. But there's a wall off, so I can only go for the ghouls.
He tried that against Happy already, and it didn't work, but Happy was a little faster. While using another Windwalk, he gets at least 1 ghoul. He started the tier 3 already, he started the altar already. But, does this delay anything? No, maybe the upgrades in the progress.
4 grunts, by the way. When you go for the 2 borrowed tech, you have a lot of grunts early. You have them faster, you can creep more. But you also have to play with them in the late game, which is not the ideal thing. Normally you want to have 3 into Berserkers. The Berserkers being ranged are way better. Don't get hard countered by Frost Armor as much. But Grubby's going to have 4 here to play with. And the Shadow Hunter comes out. Not the easiest creep route now for him remaining. There's no lab anymore. There's no kobolds anymore. Going for the natural is possible, but it's also pretty dangerous.
Oh, love that play by Grubby here. Leaving the Blade Master in XlorD's base to make sure that there's no slaughterhouse coming. And if he delays the statue, that means a lot less mana and HP. But there's a second one in the bottom right. Oh, he's looking for it. Is he finding it? He is! Great moves for Grubby.
Yeah, really big deal. XlorD perhaps a little stubborn to send nothing back to try to save it. And the narrow tower placement, I guess, could be a little better. The DK coming in, trying to kill off some grunts, and with a level 2 coil, that could absolutely be possible. The Lich is around, and now the Blade Master might be getting punished for his excursion.
Nice, slowed down, still gets the slaughterhouse. Plants another one, Blade Master sees it, and he thinks that he has the time to kill it again. But yeah, that's the DK and the Lich getting the Rock Golem now.
And who's that better for? Is the question.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, this is something you never, ever see.
Yeah, Slaughterhouse being delayed, there being no statues is definitely painful, but so is having only a level 1 Shadow Hunter and losing the natural. Oh, I like this. Blade is stealing the Renegade away. That's really cool. If the Shadow Hunter can now creep on the right side of the map, if he can get level 3 somehow, then I definitely like this for Grubby.
Let's see how this goes. He's opening up the entire lab as long as he's left alone. Kind of knows that XlorD is nowhere near, and taking that away from the Lich or the third hero is great, but here comes XlorD. Tome. Okay, making Twitch chat happy as always.
But the Shadow Hunter, again, is forced away from the creep camp. Not having an easy time. Wait a minute, is he going for a Sapper?
I thought so too, or Zeppelin or something.
XlorD's right there. He's going for the Sapper?
Oh my god, what a bold play! But XlorD is not realizing it yet. He wants to bomb it. XlorD knows, slows him down, has the Acolytes ready. The Zapper is connecting, but oh my god, kills the 2 Acolytes and the Ziggurat. This paid off.
Dirty plays, whatever it takes, Grubby will do here to win this. And that was definitely worth it. Getting the Ziggurat and the 2 Acolytes.
And time.
But at least XlorD isn't supply blocked, he can remake them right away. And Sappers are also expensive. It's not like that came super cheap.
But he got level 2 for the Shadow Hunter, bought more time for his tier 3, and XlorD is still... Wait, does he have a statue now? Is one coming? He's still without a statue. That is 9 minutes in. And Grubby finds him. Smelling blood in the water, gets the Enforcer, I think. Not 100% sure. Item goes to XlorD. How much damage can he do? TC is coming in as well. Double disable with Hexas. Goes for the DK, trying to force a TP. Switching it now. Stomp it us a tiny bit too late to prevent the TP. Not getting this.
Sick end snare dodge with the Borrow. That ensured that the Fiend could survive. XlorD and the Borrows this whole tournament have just been amazing. Really cool game. They're fighting for every creep camp. The movement is absolutely crucial. They're trying to min-max all the way, giving each other nothing.
XlorD has a Scroll of the Beast and the Well of Mana Stealing. He had both of the big consumables. Grubby is looking for another fight, feeling that he got a power spike right now. There's an Invo Potion on the DK, so it's not like he's naked. Didn't rebuy the TP. Grubby knows this now.
Yeah, no invul on Grubby at all is really dangerous. Especially considering he doesn't even have level 2 heal wave. Grubby still going in. Moving on to Blight next to the Black Citadel. Loses the Raider right away. Shadowhunter getting slowed. We were just talking about it. There's not much healing. There's no invul. Has to hex the DK to make sure he doesn't get killed off. But he does.
There's a Nova though, and now there's no healing. Is this the end for Grubby? Hail Mary going for that Lich. There's still mana for the coil. The Kodo falls, needs big damage. There's also an Invo Potion. I feel it's a, yeah, I don't know. This shouldn't work, and it isn't working. Invo Potion, 7 seconds safety. The ghouls are coming in. The Blade Master's at 50%. There's no healing anymore. Uh-oh, Grubby!
That was much too aggressive. Fighting into the undead base. I guess he thought that there was no Dark Ranger yet, but Grubby didn't have invul, didn't have level 3 Shadowhunter. Onto Blight, into Black Citadel. That was definitely not the right play.
XlorD now trying to finish the game. Slippers, okay, a little bit extra damage, but the Shadowhunter kills. They killed Spiral already in the ESL Meisterschafts final versus XlorD. And again, he sees the opportunity, he sees the weak point in the orc play that is the Shadowhunter, as he is so squishy, and punishes it so hard.
Game's not over yet though. For Orc, late game triple hero, there's always a chance. Once you get the levels, once you get a couple of kills, maybe a few crits, things are always possible. Now it's XlorD pushing into the enemy base. Mana is looking not that amazing for the undead, honestly, but neither is it for Grubby. He's got the Blade Master level 4. He will have to carry this.
But has only one potion. Reinforced defense is just finished, and that's huge. Otherwise, Grubby would be supply stuck until the end of days. Shadowhunter spawning right next to the DK, not punished though. And now, what to attack? Barracks pretty sturdy. Voodoo Lounge already empty, I think. Mana potion maybe. Dark Ranger going deep. It's only 48 supply. TC, where was he?
Separated from the rest, I guess. No ensnares here to punish the forward movement. Illusions are going to expire soon. That's going to make things a little bit easier, overview-wise, at least for Grubby.
Grubby fighting for his tournament life. Fighting for the grand final. XlorD is at his throat. TC moves in now. Dark Ranger is kind of far away. Should be able to silence though. Can he get a big engagement? No, but XlorD does! With the silence, with the Coil Nova, with the Scroll of the Beast. This TC is melting far away from the healer. And Grubby again looking for these Hail Mary plays. Going for the Lich, but again there's an invul. Dodges the Devours. Oh, XlorD so good.
This speed scroll needs to get a lot of stuff done, but it is not enough. Speed scroll expires. XlorD lost barely anything. Blade Master returning a bit of damage onto the Dark Ranger, but it's not quite enough. TC needs to come back soon, real soon. Not having Raiders here with no ensnares, very painful. The DK getting focused, plays it safe with an invul potion pretty quick. Lich always quick to move away. Blade Master critical strike. It's the only way back into this game. Grubby has to pray to the RNG gods.
We need Grubby's Saint Sword, but so far there's not too many critical strikes. Aiming for that Lich once again, getting the Purge, getting the crit for 200, has the Hex. Oh, let's pray for the crit here. Backstep, but XlorD's micro is too good. There was a crit. He cancelled the animation. The coil was in the air. TC is back. Last stand here. Critical strike once again. The prayers work and the Dark Ranger dies.
Finally, something goes Grubby's way, but the Dark Ranger, she's expendable. Only level 1 hero, the DK and the Lich, those are essential, but the Dark Ranger, she can be lost. But now Grubby is looking for more kills. If he takes out all the Fiends, maybe some statues, maybe he can stabilize again. Oh, that's some kills right there. With the reveal, he takes out one Fiend, perhaps a second one. TC is level 2. The aura definitely helps. Shadowhunter still needs to be careful, though. Falling back to the shop, I imagine, in a second. Another reveal required, but there's the Coil Nova again, and the Shadowhunter dies. Once more, it keeps on happening. He is too squishy. We have one Raider again, finally. Going for the DK. Don't think he has the damage. How many crits can he get?
So Far none. He needs big crits. Nova again into the Headhunters, trying to diminish the damage. XlorD wants to stay in here as long as possible. Blade Master focus all on this DK. Usually not the game-winning move, but here it might be the only one. DK around the statues, constant healing. There's another coil ready. And now what? TC is alive, but barely. Shadowhunter once again benched. Grubby fearing for his tournament life. Dark Ranger back. Needs to hope for purges. Needs to hope for crits.
Yeah, he seriously does. Like, the purges are just as important as the crits. Even if he crits, if he doesn't get the purge, XlorD's just gonna micro it away. Curse. And now we have Banshees.
Curse.
The only way this
Curse.
is gonna work...
Curse! Oh my god.
The only way this works for Grubby is if this Blade Master delivers. And with Curse, that is gonna be nigh impossible.
A player's forces are under attack.
If he over-delivers. If he overperforms, I should say. This Blade Master has to do more than is realistic.
But with the Curse, how? He's on the chopping block. Just waiting for the guillotine to snap. If one orc finds a way out of this situation, probably Grubby. But without mass raiders, can you dodge the fights? Can you play a lame game on this very small map?
Shadowhunter still not level 3. The big issue for Grubby this game, and the mid game played so well by XlorD. How he was getting pressured in the main with the blade and the sappers, he realized this doesn't matter as much as your leveling does. If I can prevent level 3 Shadow, I will be in a great spot in the late game. The creeping problem of AZ, the late game creeping problem of AZ for orcs, we see it in this game. XlorD knows exactly how to play around it.
He might give Grubby the red spot while expanding himself. Okay, he doesn't. Can he get the granite? He needs the granite, and that is finally level 3. Katga's pipe. Someone wants to keep Grubby in this tournament.
It's a good experience, a good level up, and a big item, but he's still far behind in army strength. Armies are simply too small. XlorD not setting up the expo yet, just the ziggurat. And the German pushing forward. Sees the Blade Master with the reveal, but now finally Grubby, he has his tools that he needs, but he needs another tool belt. He needs more of them. He needs more time.
Exactly. Is this gonna be the first series ever that XlorD wins against Grubby? Is this the end of Grubby's tournament life in the first tournament he plays in 5 years?
A player's forces are under attack.
He found the one way to get up to level 3. He got level 2 critical strike and rising. What he doesn't have is the level 3 TC. Will probably not gonna get there. Blade Master's here trying to take care of the Banshees, but the coils are ready.
It's so hard to find the perfect connection. Blade Master, where does he go into? Normally I want to take the statues out first, but with Curse it's so hard to do. Also the Banshees are so important. TC gets off an okay stomp, but it's only level 1. Doesn't hurt that much. The Lich returns with the Nova into the backline right away. XlorD ignores the heroes. He goes for the squishier units, and those die so quick. Despite the armor that they have with the aura that they found earlier. XlorD, yeah, he loses a few units. The Banshees are dead. One statue is gone as well, but still Fiends remaining, and the heroes stand tall. At the end, you have to be able to deal with the heroes. And Grubby doesn't seem to be able to.
So many misses as well. He thought he gets that statue, but Curse strikes again. 40 supply. No expansion. XlorD is putting on a timer. Constantly going for the statues across the entire tournament, and that works well so far to reduce the regen. So at least he doesn't have to face XlorD with full mana and full HP, but it's close to that point. And the expo is now finished.
Yep, more income. That means easier and easier reinforcements, meaning, yeah, the picks that the Blade Master finds every now and then are okay, but they will be quickly replaced. More statues on the way. Soon to be more Banshees on the way. Fiend upgrade still looking good. Grubby needs hero kills. That's the only way, and not on the Dark Ranger. He needs the bigger ones.
Level 5 DK. Hero kills just got a lot harder to pull off. Also, he has to keep his heroes safe. He has one Invo potion. Is there a second one coming? Yes, it's ready now, but he doesn't have the gold. He had the gold for the tiny Great Hall.
Yeah, Grubby's praying right now. Praying that XlorD's just gonna be passively sitting back. Because if XlorD scouts this expansion, you know there's going to be a push coming. And that's a scary one. 64 against 42.
XlorD knows there's one objective on the map, that's this red spot, and he's punishing this really hard. Is there even a speed scroll? Uh-oh, I don't think so. Using the Storm right away. Trying to press the DK a little, but he's level 5, he's so tanky.
Look for this Coil Nova. TC could die in an instant.
Lich, 180 crit, but the coil is ready. No disable against that, no hex against that. Headhunter's falling quickly.
Coil Beast gets off a Devour, but so quickly focused out as well. Hexes and Stomps are okay for the control, but the army is too small. XlorD is not losing enough here, it seems. Another statue will be falling, but so will a Raider. Lich now out of mana, I guess, but the DK has tons still left. Blade Master finds one more kill, falls back. He's close to level 5. If he gets 5, maybe he can rely on that Saint Sword.
He needs to. Goes for it. There's the crit. There's the purge. There's the Ensnare. Okay, there's the hex on the DK. Not dispelling it. There we go. Shadowhunter in trouble though. 50%. Lich gets the call. Gets the invul. Survives. Under the shadow of the tower. Can Grubby still do something? XlorD overtowering 62 supply. About to end the fairy tale. Turning it into a nightmare. The tiny Great Hall is not paid off yet. Main base is expired for Grubby.
Peons exposed, XlorD going in deep. This could perhaps be a good fight position now, with a nice Stomp hitting a lot of the army, and he does. Time for the Blade Master now to find the kills, but he's chasing after the statue. Takes him forever to take that one out, thanks to Curse and to XlorD's great micro. And the Fiends just keep on pew-pewing away. And again, Grubby has to fall back. Can't hold his ground. He took out the statue at least. A bit more experience, getting closer to 5. But the Peons are getting wrecked.
XlorD could be trapped there, but who's trapped with who's the question? 213 critical strike, instantly burrows, and no reveal this time, I guess. Raider throws one last and snare, one last hurrah, another burrow. TC is diving deep, gets the stomp up. If Grubby gets the reveal, that's 2 kills for him. Getting closer to level 5 and the big level 3 critical strike. Aiming for that Lich, but without stomp, without hex. How is that possible? Using another windwalk, the last one. Heal wave. Grubby's army, healthy, 43 supply. That was the reveal. XlorD is sending in the Acolytes in. Can eat them now.
Going for the DK next. No ensnare to pin him down, though. Deathknight makes it back to safety, kind of this position. No statues here either. Curse is applied again. Blade Master, he's so close to that level 5. Are the Acolytes enough? Not quite. He needs the statue. Gets the purge at the perfect moment, but more misses coming out. The Frost Armor not good enough to protect it. He needs one more skeleton. There it is.
Level
5. All right.
And now once again, pray. You need to hold this Great Hall. Otherwise you have no income. You can't rebuild it. There's no gold. What is this Blade Master able to do after all these years? We thought it's a Farseer now. That's a coil and there's plenty of coils. There's also an invul. Goes for the purge. Gets the crit. 250. Level 3 TC. Is that a change? Oh, the Shadowhunter though. Focus fire. There's no way out for him. Coil arrives on the Lich. He's not going to fall, but the second hero for Grubby is. Level 5 on the Lich. Critical damage done here. The nuke intensifies. Next Hail Mary, but Blade Master saving himself into a windwalk. TC next. No items anymore. No hope anymore with the TC falling. This must be the double Gs. He needs 5 crits in a row. Gets the backstab. Gets the purge. The TP as well, but the Blade Master still in focus.
TP's out. Gets tough 2 devours. Somehow Grubby holds, which is crazy. But XlorD still far ahead. Even saves the Fiend with the burrow. And he can just come back across the map right away. He bought a few potions, mana, heal pot, and he's got 5/5/3 heroes.
8,700 viewers watching Grubby's last breath as the Blade Master gets another crit off, but that's it. GG, well played, good luck. The grand final of W3C season finals is XlorD versus Happy.
Okay. Grubby played a great tournament. He almost made it to the finals. He took out some amazing players. Not just good European players, some world-class players. But Happy, he will not best today, and neither XlorD. And it's XlorD and Happy meeting again. They keep on going up against each other at DreamHack, in the ESL Opens. Even here in the first round it was. XlorD fought his way back in the lower bracket. The second best undead in Europe against the best undead in Europe. He's gonna have another chance at the crown.
He needs a better performance than yesterday and at DreamHack, that's for sure. At the moment, Happy is on a 5-0 map win streak against XlorD. Will that change? It definitely has to change. XlorD seems to be in tip-top shape. There were not many mistakes made by Daniel Spence today. Not against the Muslim, not against Grubby. Grubby, especially yesterday, absolutely tremendous versus Blade and Vortex. He was 100,000% ready for that. But against Happy, against XlorD, the might of the undead cannot be matched, even though there's no Cryptlord anymore. But coming out of professional retirement, only playing ladder for so long, a top 3 run is phenomenal. All the praise to Grubby. So many people tuned in because of him, and he made a lot of people happy, that's for sure. I hope you can cheer him up a little on his stream. He deserves it. He brought us a lot of joy. He put up a phenomenal fight. And he's not rusty. He's not old yet. He's not one of these pros that have come back and then half-assed. I don't think anything that Grubby does is half-assed. And we saw that here. But it's not enough for the European top 2. And that's kind of a good sign for the pro players in the scene as well.
Yeah, XlorD and Happy have been putting in the work as well. We just saw XlorD on this weekend winning the ESL Meisterschaft. He is by far the best, strongest player from Germany. He proved that multiple times. It has been his goal to beating Happy for a long time. This is what he told me like at the beginning of the year or something. He has studied replays, worked towards this, laid out strategies specifically to beat Happy, and he has come close many times with 3-2s or 2-3 from his point, but he hasn't done it yet. He hasn't done it yet. In fact, Happy now in the best of 5 hasn't been beaten in more than 3.5 years. January of 2017 is when it happened last. That is a crazy stat, but that is what Happy is. He is the gatekeeper. I don't know if that's the right word. He is the final boss, and XlorD is going to have one more chance to go up against him. We heard from him earlier, right? I think we're going to leave him in peace right now and get ready for this grand final.
Exactly. We have a couple more contributions from you guys here, getting once again closer to the 4,000 to funding Season 3. We got, where did we have? Vinny Loam with the $50. Should we make heavy armor take only 85% from piercing? That is a question for the War 3 developers over at Blizzard. Daniel Brockett, 20 euros. Shout out Team Washed Up USA. Absolutely, man. Washed Up is absolutely phenomenal. Doing a great job over in NA. Penta Pishna with the 10 euros. Greetings, my friend. And a couple of Twitter quests still up for grabs from Refrogged, from Carhard, from Wicked Cuts Jerky. Let's finish this 4K and let's finish this wonderful tournament. The W3 Champions Season 2 Grand Final is coming up, and it's Happy versus XlorD.